Erica Kirk is now publicly calling out Candace Owens, and not just criticizing her, but accusing her of racism. And that's a major shift, because for months, it was Candace who was leading the charge against Erica. Through her Bride of Charlie series, she built an entire narrative painting Erica as someone who allegedly lied her way into influence and control. But now, the momentum seems to be changing. It looks like Candace's own past statements and actions are starting to come back into focus, and not in her favor. From defending controversial political positions to openly criticizing movements centered around racial injustice, she's built a reputation for saying things many believe cross the line. And now that Erica is calling her out directly, all of those past moments are being pulled back into the spotlight. Before we even get into Candace's response, we need to understand why this accusation is gaining traction right now. One of the biggest points people keep bringing up is Candace's stance on racism itself. She has repeatedly argued that racism is not a systemic issue holding Black Americans back, even going as far as calling that narrative garbage. Back in March 2019, during a speech at CAC, Candace claimed that people were being misled into believing they were oppressed. According to her, this kind of messaging actually damages confidence and prevents progress. She emphasized that she had never been a slave and therefore didn't see racism as something that defined her reality. She also rejected the idea of white privilege based purely on skin color. Now, on the surface, that might sound like a message about personal responsibility, but critics quickly pointed out a major contradiction. Years before that speech, Candace herself had experienced serious racist harassment during her school years, an incident that led to legal action after she received threats and slurs from classmates. She even spoke publicly about how deeply that experience affected her, including the toll it took on her mental health. So when people hear her later dismiss racism as a barrier, it creates a disconnect. And that disconnect is exactly what Erica and others are now highlighting. The argument isn't just that Candace is controversial, it's that her personal experiences don't fully align with the message she's been promoting. Then there's her testimony before Congress in April 2019. She was invited to speak during a hearing focused on hate crimes and the rise of white nationalism. But instead of addressing those concerns directly, she dismissed the premise entirely, calling it fear-mongering and politically motivated. That didn't sit well with a lot of people, especially considering the data at the time showed that white supremacist groups were responsible for a significant portion of extremist violence in the US. Critics argued that minimizing the issue wasn't just controversial, it was dangerous. And now, moments like this are being revisited again in light of Erica's accusations. Because when you stack these statements together, they begin to form a pattern, one that people are now questioning more seriously. Then came 2020. During the global protests following George Floyd's death, Candace's stance became even more polarizing. Instead of focusing on the broader issue, she made comments about Floyd's past, something many felt shifted attention away from the real conversation happening at the time. Because for millions of people, this wasn't just about one individual. It was about patterns, statistics, and lived experiences. Another moment that continues to follow her happened in 2022, the White Lives Matter incident. Candace appeared at a fashion show alongside Kanye West wearing a shirt with that phrase. The reaction was immediate. Organizations like the Anti-Defamation League have linked that phrase to responses against the Black Lives Matter movement, sometimes associated with extremist ideologies. Supporters argued it was meant to challenge dominant narratives, but critics saw it as a deliberate provocation, one that ignored historical context. And again, whether intentional or not, moments like this shape public perception. And that perception is exactly what Erica is now leaning into. Then we get to one of the biggest turning points, 2024. Candace parted ways with the Daily Wire after a series of statements widely criticized as anti-Semitic. She promoted controversial theories, engaged with sensitive historical topics, and made remarks that many viewed as minimizing serious events. At that point, even some of her supporters began distancing themselves. The consequences were real: loss of professional backing, platform limitations, and even restrictions on travel to certain countries. So when Erica calls her out now, it's not happening in isolation. It's happening at a time when Candace's credibility is already under pressure. But here's the twist. This isn't one-sided. While Erica is accusing Candace of racism, Candace has spent months building her own case against Erica. Through her series, she's accused Erica of misrepresenting key parts of her life, including her upbringing, relationships, and personal history. She's pointed to alleged inconsistencies, questioned details from Erica's past, and even suggested a pattern of manipulation. Some of these claims go even further, into conspiracy-level territory, involving hidden agendas and psychological narratives. Not all of it has been verified, but online it's still gaining traction. And now, the focus is shifting. Instead of just questioning Erica's story, people are starting to question Candace's motives. And that's a much harder position to defend, especially when years of public statements are being re-examined all at once. So, where does that leave things right now? Erica is pushing the idea that Candace's past reveals a deeper bias. Candace is standing firm, arguing that Erica's story doesn't hold up under scrutiny. Neither side is backing down. And the more this plays out publicly, the bigger it gets. Because at the center of all this isn't just a personal feud. It's a battle over credibility, influence, and control of the narrative. Right now, both are fighting to shape that narrative. But in the end, the outcome will depend on what people choose to believe, as more information continues to come out. And one thing is clear,